Good morning. Happy Wednesday, my friends. I'm all ready to paint. I had a busy morning. I got a lot done already. Yay. I love that. I never knew I'd become such a morning person. I get a lot more done before noon than I do the whole rest of the day, I think. Good morning, everybody. Hi, Donna. Oh, good. Everybody's coming on. Hi, Barb. Welcome, everyone. Hi, Georgina. Hi, Marcia. Good morning. So I'm excited to paint this morning. I was working on, I did a large avocado painting that I'm pretty excited about. And then I was working on some, you can see them over there, a couple of lily paintings. So I'm going to do, someone had asked me to do that as a Wednesday morning live. So I'm going to do a 6x8 of that. So let me turn this around. So that's what I'm going to paint. I've been kind of playing around with different color palettes. I kind of think that one of the things I might do as I explore going forward is working like on a color palette and sticking with it for a while instead of like I jump around and go from one thing to another all the time, which is kind of how my brain works. But I think that I might progress more or learn more if I try to focus on like a color palette and then stick with it for a week or two and see what happens. Mags says, your videos are always so therapeutic. I've been in the hospital for 4 weeks and now in bed on bed rest and always look forward to watching you paint. Oh, thank you. I'm glad that it's calming and therapeutic. That's wonderful. I love watching other people paint also. Excuse me. I need a sip of my coffee. So I think one of the things I love about this image, actually I think I took this photo at Longwood Gardens when I was there the last time. I love that Michael said, that's so funny, I just set my color palette yesterday. I'm going to do some color charts to really learn it. You mean the color wheel, or to make your own sets of palettes? We'll have to talk about that. I'll be seeing you soon. So I think I tend to enjoy painting things that are a little bit more monochromatic, like in the same color family rather than like a million colors. Like I'm not drawn to painting things that like a flower bouquet that has every color flower in the bouquet. Like, I don't know, that's too busy for me. Not that my paintings aren't a little busy anyway, but I don't know, color wise, that's just seems to be what I'm drawn to. I'm trying to focus on what it is that I really enjoy doing. Anyway, long story short, I need to mix some, Michael said, to learn my palette and how the colors mix together. Yeah. We'll have to talk about that. I don't know. I feel like I'm learning it just by chance, but that's kind of how I learn everything. So they're really greens and they're really warm and cool greens. Actually, I want to maybe add a little Viridian onto my palette now that I'm looking at it. Good morning, Emerson. How are you? So let me pull this down and we'll do some color mixing. Now, if I could not, I am going to have to move this over. I'll move that up a little bit. Good morning, Irma. How are you? Yeah, it's a cool palette, kind of in the center, but I feel like they're warmer greens on the flowers on the outside. That's kind of how I set it up. So let me get a little bit of Viridian and move over here. I think I need more Viridian. It's almost all gone. Oops, I almost knocked my whole coffee over. That would not have been a good thing to do. A little Viridian. I'm gonna have to buy more. Happy Wednesday, Allie. Good morning, Susie from Ohio. Okay, so we're gonna mix like a dark color and then cool and warm greens, really. Okay, so I need really dark. I'm going to mix here and move them up. Sometimes I mix my piles and leave them where they are, and I really don't like when I do that. I like to have tidy piles to work out of. I'm putting a little bit of violet in there to really keep that dark and rich. And really, because the painting's kind of green, if I wanted to add a pop of interest, I could add the complementary color. The complement of green would be red. I could do pink. Like, it would be really fun to do a full pink background and start there. But I don't think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to maybe call my complement and do a little bit of violet in it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's something I want to do in my inspiring art group, is to do something where you paint like the same painting like 6 or 8 times and do it in different ways, kind of to explore your style and expand that, but also just to really get to know a subject and see how it changes. See if it gets better. It might get better. It might not get better. It might just change. I don't know. I think that would be really fun. And we do not have inspiring art today. That's next week. And I think I'm going to be doing a donut painting demo. So these greens in the background, I might need more of this Rousseau green. I love this Rousseau green from Vasari. I just want to go to Vasari. They had a plein air painting event last year, and I went to look to see when it is this year. I would love to go do that, but I didn't see it on their website. You could play with their colors then. What color are the greens? I have, actually I kept them out here because I was using them in that other painting I did, and since I'm trying to play with a color palette, I'm trying to keep them together. So this one is a Rousseau green. It's a Vasari color. I'm going to put more of that out. Good morning, Marcia. And I have the really dark green is called a Corbett or Courbet. I guess it would be a Courbet. It's probably a French word. Green. It's a Williamsburg color. And I was using good old sap green from Gamblin. And now for that background, I'm going to do some of the Rousseau and a little bit of this yellow, which is, I have it laying right here. That's a Vasari color also. Brilliant Lemon Light. Let me get a little more of that. Sometimes I can't get that little bit of paint. When I mix my colors with my palette knife, I get paint right there, and I don't like to waste it. So I'll just take another palette knife and pull it off. Really pretty. All right, now I need to do my cooler greens. I might need that even a little more yellow. Let me just do that right now. All right, that's good. Now I want to do cooler greens. I'm going to wipe this off. Doesn't have to be super clean. I'll use my Viridian. Maybe a little bit of this blue. Maybe some Rousseau and see where we go. Ooh, isn't that pretty? That looks like the center of the flower, that bright green. Good morning, Marcia. It's really pretty. Just for fun, I'm going to add some of this. I love this color. This is like my fun color right now. I always seem to have something just reckless, crazy fun on my palette. It's Alpine Green Extra Pale. And it really looks a lot like that phthalo, whatever that color is. Oh, malachite green that I use in from my pigment sticks. I'm just going to lay that down there. I think I might need a little more Viridian. What do I do with it? Here it is. I have to go shopping. See where it takes us. Sometimes you just have to add colors in that you think, and I'm getting dirty hands. Okay, so then the flower has that brightness in there, and it's in the shadow, but also I need to gray it down a little bit. So this is Payne's Gray. I just got a new tube of it for a workshop I'm doing. And that's a nice color to gray things down. See how much grayer or duller that color is? Now this is Titanium Buff. Let's see if that gets us closer to more of a, I'm holding it up to the thing. I want more of that. So I want it to be a dulled down. I'm just going to put a touch of violet in there. Good morning, Ellen. What are you going to paint? I see it's a lot of green. Yes, it's a lily, a white lily that skews very green. It's really kind of all it is green to white. So that's a much grayer green. And now I'm going to add white into it. I don't really think I need to add yellow into it. It's still pretty cool. Really pretty colors. Hi, Jackie. Did I miss anything? Yeah, I'll show you what I'm going to paint here in a second. So where's everybody listening from today? Really pretty. I think I'm going to do a little bit more of this white and add just a touch of this blue in there. Oh, that got very blue. Let me get a little more white. What do I do with my white? How did I already lose my white to paint? Here it is. Good morning. The wedding looked amazing. Congratulations. Her son got married this past weekend. Very exciting. Oh, that's pretty. Isn't that a pretty color? I don't know what that is, like a greenish, bluish, whitish color. One more little bit of white in there. Gosh, love the palette. Like I always say, if you love your palette that you mix, usually the painting's going to turn out. I need a little more white. I know I'm going to, so let's just put it out here. Clean off my palette knife and mix that up. Really pretty. I still need, I'm seeing there's like just a little bit of the little, I don't know what they're called, the stamens or the little, I don't know what they are, the little yellow things on the ends of the flowers. I might do that, and just for fun, I'm just going to add a little violet in there too. Kind of went away from violet, didn't it? There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, I think that's a great palette. Whoops, sorry guys. Am I missing something here? Jennifer says, I did an exercise on a workshop where we painted one object in a list of color schemes, split complementary, monochromatic. I need to do that again. That's a great idea. Yes, I love that idea. Ellen's in Central Florida, Muskoka, Ontario. Did I say that right, Helen? Arden, North Carolina, Central Texas. It's finally cooling off good. I'm glad to hear that. It is here too. It's going to actually be chilly when I go to bar class today. I'm going to have to wear a sweatshirt, I think. Cool here in the morning. Yeah, it did get warm again yesterday afternoon, I think. Priya loves this palette. She's very interested in it. Oh, good. I'm so happy. Priya loves the palette. Me too, Priya. Pull this up here. Pull it back a little bit. It's above the words, right? You can see okay. I feel like it's a little wobbly, but I guess not. We'll be okay. I should pull it back a little, shouldn't I? Muy buenos dias. Oh, this is going to fall off my desk. Hold on a minute. It wasn't tight. I'm trying not to have any malfunctions of my equipment today. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to put the transparent layer. Sip of coffee first, always. Alberta, Canada. Very pretty, thank you. So I'm going to do some manganese blue hue in the middle where the cooler part of the composition is. Yeah, so I'm kind of mapping out where, because it feels cooler, like kind of through the whole center of the composition. So many times I take photos, like when I'm at Longwood Gardens, I always take a million photos, and I never know what photos are going to be something that will call to me later to actually paint it. So sometimes I wish I would have taken more of certain things, but I just can't know that. It's like I'm so busy looking that I'm not thinking, I'm just reacting. And then I don't decide which things I might want to paint. Maybe for a year, it might take me that long. Good morning, Dawn. It's crazy how long sometimes it can take till, I'll go through my images and all of a sudden I'll see something. I'll be like, how have I not seen that? I love that photo. And lately at market, I just haven't found anything that I love. Even the zinnias. Like last year, I was sort of in love with zinnias, and this year, not so much. I don't know why. I don't know if they're different or if I'm different. Who knows? Who could ever guess, right? All right, so I'm going to get some sap green for this kind of background. So that's going to help skew my background to being warm, my foreground to being cool. Explain why you're starting with the turquoise. I decided to start with the turquoise because I feel that these flowers are cooler in temperature than the background is. And I always try to just keep my background colors really fun and spontaneous. I find that my paintings are less tight in the end if I am a little reckless in the beginning. So turquoise, that's a cooler color, and this sap green is a very warm green. So it'll just start skewing the temperature of the painting in that direction. No, does that make sense? I'll do a little. I'll use violet for my darkest dark areas. Or maybe violet with a little bit of the green. Like here. And Need to remember that. Yeah. And sometimes I feel like that too. Like I try to learn like all the painting rules, and it's a good thing to do. But then when you actually paint, you can just forget about them. Just let them be in the background, because you don't want to worry about it, because then I think it gets in the way of the spontaneousness of what you're doing. But yeah, I'm always experimenting and playing with different ways of doing things or different ways of looking at things. Like I say, I always hope that I'm only like at 20% of what I have to learn with art. And I'm hoping to have more time to focus on learning too. I'm actually going to a workshop in a couple of weeks, and I'm really looking forward to it. Going to a workshop where I'm not the teacher. I get to be the student. It's a good student. All right, that's already fun, right? All right, it's good enough. Close up my medium. I won't use that anymore. I see a little spot that I forgot to put green in there. Whoops. I'm going to do some pigment sticks just for the fun of it. Good morning, Tina. How are you? So I've been busy with a lot of things. I have, I'm taking Work to Square Pair workshop for their next show. I'm getting ready for a 3-person show at Red Raven Art Gallery here in Lancaster, which will be in October. And I'm still making pieces, working on pieces for that. And I have the Rittenhouse Square art show coming up in 2 weeks? 3 weekends, I think. Which I love that show. That's my favorite. And what else am I doing? I don't know. I feel like I have a million things on my plate. I'm working on some information for a new workshop in Europe. So stay tuned for that if it's something you were thinking about joining me to do something fun like that. Reckless, crazy fun. Tina says better now. Oh, were you not well before? Were you having a rough morning? I can't believe it's Wednesday already. When Monday is a holiday, I don't adjust the entire week to knowing what day of the week it even is. Anybody else feel like that? I'm looking for like some very light. I could do some blue. Oh, I'm missing stuff. Nope, I'm good. Okay. And a little of my turquoise. The weeks go so fast, don't they? I always thought time would slow down. Like, when you're a kid and you get bored and you have all that free time. I thought at this point in my life that would happen again. Like I'd have boring days. But I don't see that coming. When you're a kid, you're like, oh, what could we do next? There's nothing to do. Like I never feel like that. Not even for a second. Okay, that's good. Let's do a little bit of gold just for fun. I just love a little gold. Sometimes it shows through and sometimes it doesn't, but something kind of magical about it. Just a touch of iridescence. Blue hue, I believe. Oh, were you asking a question, Jackie? What the blue is? Yeah, it's that manganese blue hue that I love. So this is what I love for my messy middle to start. I love that it's like kind of just a hot mess. I can kind of see where I'm headed by shapes, but the colors are crazy and Now I think about the next part is like carving out the painting from the messy middle. And I generally go from dark to light. And I like to let some of that, like, I don't worry about allowing the pigment stick to show through in the end, but I love when bits of it do. And it's really pretty spontaneous when it happens. And that's sort of gray. Now I feel like I need, well, I'll try it with this. I feel like I don't have, I guess that does look pretty gray in there. I'll just use the palette that I have. I don't need to change it. Sometimes I second guess myself. Or should I say often? I'm holding my breath. I don't want to be doing that. Heather says beautiful. Thank you. That's fun for sure. Reckless, crazy fun. So are you guys working on anything new, doing any shows, or have anything exciting coming up? I just have 2 more shows. I have Rittenhouse in, what did I say it was, in a couple of weeks, in 3 weekends. And then I'm going to do a show in Virginia Beach, in Virginia, in the first weekend in October, my birthday weekend. We'll see how that goes, see if it's worth adding to the list. So the hard thing about shows too is you have to try a bunch to figure out which ones are worthwhile or not, but you really don't know even then, because there's so many variables that go into whether a show is successful or not. And it's, it depends on the audience, it depends on the weather, it depends on the placement of your booth, and that's all kind of just it's not luck. I don't really know what it is, how you get good placement. I guess doing it for a longer period of time, I'm not sure if that helps or not. But anyway, it's always hard to tell if a show's good or not. You have to do it probably at least 3 times to assess whether it's worthwhile doing. I'm just kind of carving out the shapes of these. Background shapes. And I don't want to have them be too important, too detailed. I just want them to be kind of quiet. Be like the supporting players, but still fun and interesting. So that if you stop to look at the background, it's fun to look at, but it doesn't take too much of your attention. This has to go back. Another great day to watch you paint. Thank you, Karen. It's another great day to paint. That too. Every day is a great day to paint. I don't know. I shouldn't. That's not always true. I felt a little bit in a slump this past weekend. I had a little hard time getting going. Sometimes I do get in a little bit of a slump. I don't know if I lose my confidence or I just feel like I can't quite bring myself to do it. And I do think it's confidence. But I always find that if I just keep going, no matter how I feel, like just paint anyway, then after a while it all just starts to flow again. Not sure if you said what kind of flowers are deep. They're lilies. I'm pretty sure they're lilies. What brand are your pigment sticks? They are R&F. The company's called R&F Pigments. Lovely painting, Kim. Best wishes. Thank you, Sheila. Let me make this a little darker. All right, I like that. Oh, I wanted to add a little bit of this. And make sure my edges are okay and I don't have like white showing. And then I can go into the center flowers. I like how the background looks. I think it's loose and fun. Oh, RNF. Oh, thank you. Yes, let me show you. RNF. I'm sorry. Tamara says your work's so inspiring. Thank you. I'm glad. Let me see if I have one that's clean enough to show you. Oh, that's what R&F. That's the company. And they're called pigment sticks. I don't know if you can see that word on there. Pigment sticks. Hi, Shelley. All right, now I can go toward my cooler center colors. I'm kind of excited to do. Your paintings are always beautiful. Oh, I already read. Tina, thank you. I didn't read that. Thank you. I'm always working on trying to get them to be even more loose and more spontaneous. It's like a never-ending journey. Sometimes I think I see no progress. But I always say it's like two steps forward, one step back. I always have to think about that. I don't want to say it in the opposite direction because it would not be good to be going the other way. One step forward, two steps back would not be good. Oops, such pretty colors. Maybe I'll work my way into that center flower. I need to get back to Longs Park. That's not what I meant. Longs Park Art Show was this past weekend. To Longwood Gardens. Talk to my friends to see if there's a time we could go. Do a little friend road trip. So pretty. And this fun color in there. So that's the dark. So I need a little bit of much lighter light here next to this. You know it. Yay. Susie says you're appreciated more than you'll ever know. Your time, information, encouragement. Your teaching is awesome, and the talent leaves me striving to practice more. Thank you for your gifts. Oh, thank you, Susie. It's wonderful to hear. You make my day. Thank you. Yeah, it is like so fun to do. It is just as fun as it looks. It is calming too. Calms me, like when I'm feeling stressed, to put everything down and paint for a while, like usually kind of recenters me. Let me see here. Well, thank you. All right, I'm going to screenshot that just so I can read that when I'm feeling discouraged, okay? Thanks, Susie. Because it does happen. What time is it? 8:36. We're good. I just have to check the time. There's just a touch of really light in here. All right, now I'm kind of avoiding that center flower. Sometimes I find myself doing that. I get a little afraid of the star of the show, and then I work my way around and avoid it. Now I got to go in there and work on the star. And it will be fun, not scary. So that's a little green in here. Thank you, Tina. I do love those yellowish green, so pretty. All right, I can start going to my lighter lights. And I do find that it's so different going from painting a small painting to a large one. So I always like to do studies before I commit to working on a large painting of something. But they just feel so different when I'm painting large from when I'm painting small. I just can't quite get the same spontaneity. And I always blame it on my brush. I don't know if it's my brush or that I just have more to learn, but I still have not found a favorite large brush to work with that has the same bounce, that handles the same way. It's starting to evolve here a little bit. You can see it coming together. I feel like that's over too far. I'm going to carve it back over a little bit. You see what I mean? I feel like this needs to be... Yeah, it was too big. That petal was hanging down too low, or something was wrong. I don't know what it was. So this one, this is a lot grayer up toward this. It's in the shadow. But the center of it right here is a little lighter. I brought that forward a little bit. And this one is just and that center is also shadowy in here. Like I want to keep those pops of color, but I want these petals to read as petals. But I do love where those little bits of that manganese blue hue are still showing through. So you can see why I like putting that color underneath, because it really gives it, like the center of it, a cooler glow. And the outside, because I used the I don't know what I used. What did I use? I used sap green to keep that warm. Hi, Trisha. All right, I think about what else I need to do before I add the little stamens. I always say I'm going to learn my flower parts. Do you think I've done that yet? No, not yet, but maybe I'll get to that. I'm going to leave that green there because that kind of glows a little bit. I could do a little bit of lightest lights, and then I'm going to do those centers of my flowers, whatever they're called. I agree that Kim is a great inspiration to us all. Thank you, Irma. I say art is the calm in the chaos of life. And this is still a little light here. I don't know, I think it might have enough interest here. Stamens are in the center. Thanks, Cindy. I need to write that down. The stamens. I should remember that because that was one of my favorite potato chips when I was a kid, were the stamens potato chips. Only I would relate things to kinds of potato chips. All right, I think I could do my stamens, because once I get too far in here, then I'll start to mess it up if I am adding things and not making it better, as I always say. I see a little bit of love it. I also agree. Great teacher. Thank you. I love all those colors popping through there. Oh my goodness. So fun. Thank you. And I save all of these videos. So if you want to watch any old ones, they're all on my YouTube channel. And if you get a chance, just go over to my YouTube channel and give me a thumbs up on a video or two, because that helps my little algorithm. I've been working on growing that channel. There's some right here that are so cool. Here's a few. I could do a little polka dot up there. I love polka dots. Okay, and then I have my kind of yellow that we mixed up. Any reason to have a few polka dots in a painting is good for me. I don't know why I love polka dots so much. Anything that has polka dots on, I love. Like, why? I could see something I don't even need, but if it was something that had polka dot, I'd be like, yeah, maybe I need to buy that. Especially a dress. Okay. All right, so do we see anything that needs attention? Anything that polka dots are, is that why? Because they're happy. Hi, Mary Eileen. That's exactly why. Yes, I love that. They are so happy. I don't know. Oh, I do see a little bit here. Some eyes are bopping around. I need a little... This needs to go a little lighter down here, just to kind of make that not look so too heavy in there. And does anyone see anything I'm missing? Oh, I see a little white spot right here. Whites around the edges. Nope, they look okay. I always try to clean up my edges so I don't have such a hard time cleaning them up later. I found it's good if I take a touch of my brush cleaner around the edge. I think I'm finished. I'm going to sign it. Unless anybody sees something, the color combo is soft and joyful. Oh, I love that. Yes, maybe that's why I'm drawn to it. Very fun. Okay, now I'll show it to you. So there's my reference. And then, like, I love all those fun bits of color in there. That's my painting. And then here is the palette we mixed up. I did add a little bit of that lighter yellow into the white, but that was just here at the very end. That was this part right here. I just needed a little light to go with how light that was back there. So yes, thanks for coming and hanging out with me today. Always fun. I love my Wednesdays. And I will save this on my YouTube channel if you want to watch it, paint along or whatever. And I think that's it. So, and if you'd like to be on my newsletter list, just send me your email. I'd be happy to add you. So thanks for coming and hanging out with me while I painted. Happy Wednesday. Hope you have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.